Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today on the Dope Autos, we are going to be looking at the 2018 Dodge Charger, and we're going to be looking to find out just what exactly the previous owners did to this car. She is a beaut. So let's get the car backed out and start taking a look at what's wrong with this car, and hopefully we'll get some of that fixed today. So even though she looks good in general, there are some issues with this car, and let's go around and start at the back of the vehicle. Now, first of all, if you look at the back of the vehicle, you can see that there's some odd things going on with the badging. For example, this says SR, and the badge here is missing. The reason why it's missing is because I took it off, and for whatever reason, the previous owner had made this SRT and put a Hellcat badge here. This is not a Hellcat, so that was the first thing for me to do, was take off the Poser Hellcat badging. Now, another thing that they had put on the vehicle was a Hellcat badge on the steering wheel, which I pretty much took off right away as well. It actually practically fell off in my hand, so it wasn't done very well. So whoever had this vehicle previously must have really wanted a Hellcat, because the entire thing seems to be badged in SRT and Hellcat logos when I bought it. Another example of that is the center taps on the wheels. SRT. And of course it continues around on the other side. So that's also a sore point for me. We're gonna fix that today. I got some new center caps in. Another thing on this is, of course, these really cool puddle lights, and you can't see them right now, but I will insert a video of them. They look pretty cool. They don't go with the car. Got to get rid of them. So I don't again, whoever owned the car previously really wanted a Hellcat. Oh, another thing in the back, of course, which I will have to get fixed, and we're not going to fix today, but we will get fixed eventually, is they actually cut into the vinyl to put this SR portion of that badging on the SRT, and the Hellcat over here. I don't know why they would not just stick it over the top of the vinyl, but they actually cut away the vinyl and then put it on there. So I got to get the vinyl stripe, or at least that portion of it, replaced. I don't want to replace the entire vinyl stripe. The rest of it's actually good. Not all of it, but on the whole part, on the whole, the rest of the badging, or the rest of the vinyl wrap, looks pretty good. The vinyl stripes. Okay, is there anything else? Yes. If you look at this Hemi logo, and maybe this is just me, I can certainly see this, but the logo is not straight. I also don't think it's placed correctly. Let's go over to the other side and take a look. Maybe it's roughly correct. This one doesn't actually look completely straight to me either, so it may just be me. I'm not sure. Perhaps they took these off and put them back on, or maybe they didn't. But to me, I don't really love them, so these are probably actually going to go away for me. These are just dirt catchers to me, so I don't really enjoy having to clean those. And every time you clean the car, you got to get a brush out and detail all of the stuff and the gunk that ends up in there. And this is well, this is Houston. It's there's always a lot of dirt and whatnot, and grit on the roads, and it all ends up right in there in the 392 and the Hemi. all around it, gunking it up, and it just looks terrible. So when I get a chance, I'll probably end up debadging the sides, but not necessarily the back. We do need to fix the badging on the back. I like the Charger logo on the back in the black. That's fine with me, so we'll keep that. I do need to take this off, replace this, and put a new Scat Pack B logo right there. I've already got the logo. I might go ahead and put that on today. We'll see. I think that's everything that's really wrong with the vehicle in terms of what the previous owner did to it. There's some other stuff, and we'll go into that. I think on a better day, it might be difficult to see some of the issues with the car today. We won't get into the issues of damages to the car, but actually, let's cover one. Let's cover one right now. Another thing that the previous owner did to this vehicle, which I think is worth covering right now, is they left the shipping fender protectors on, and then one of them must have fallen off, or possibly both of them, and they actually glued them back on the vehicle. Yes, that's right. Those ugly little yellow fender protectors, which go right here, and now you can see what's left of them, and part of them is on the vehicle and part of my paint is on those things. So those little trim pieces, they're actually just protectors that are now in the garbage and gone. You can also see on the front here where it was and where it wore on the on this. So there is definitely some need. The front of this vehicle is just gnarly. When you look up close, you can really see just how gnarly it is. So we're gonna get that fixed. But you can see also right here that it rubbed. And of course here you can see the big old glue spot. So absolutely wonderful. So those are the issues with the vehicle, the kind of the blatant ones that really pop out at you. And let's see if we can do something to fix some of those things right now. Another one of the things that I don't love about this vehicle right now is these terrible floor mats. They're just awful. They don't really fit properly. I don't know where these even came from. So we're gonna get rid of these. Let's see what I've got to replace them. I've got an entire replacement set of some fitted ones. They're deep, they're kind of trays. They'll hold any of the dirt or muck that we get here in Houston, and then they'll be easy to wash out. So let's get these in the vehicle right away. The other great thing is these actually have the hook, so I can hook them in properly. Last one. All right, so that's the old mats removed and these new mats installed, and it looks a whole lot better. Let's go look at the driver's side. These are all hooked in, not going anywhere, and just in time for rain and mud season. And back here as well. Now, let's take care of these center caps. Well, this was a bit of an unpleasant surprise. These bolts are literally drilled right just into the back of the bumper. There's no bracket or anything there. So we'll probably have to come up with a different solution for the license plate frame later, but for now this will work, and we got to use the we got to use the screws that they use to install it. We'll figure it out later, but for right now we've at least got a nicer frame and we've got it installed. All right, so let's move on to the puddle lights. This should be the right side. I don't know if these will fit or not. These don't look the same. Yeah, these are not the right ones. So whatever they sent me doesn't fit. So I'll have to get back with them and figure out what's what. All right, well, back in this one goes. That looks good. All right. Looks like this is the junk pile. And that is all we have for today. Still gonna have to look into the puddle lights and see what's up with that and figure out a long-term solution for the license plate in the back. I think the front will be okay, so I'll go ahead and put that on, or at least see if I can. Other than that, I think that's where we're at. So, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, like and subscribe. Don't forget, to enjoy those rides. Thanks, and have a great day. For people who want to know what kind of tape I use, I just use some yellow frog tape and use that to lay out the lines, as you saw. Didn't leave any kind of residue, so it's clean removal, low adhesion. That's what it says right there on the container. So I'm gonna say it actually did work as advertised.